What's going on, everyone? Alex De Silva, Happy as Larry Group. I hope you are well and welcome to your self-care episode. And I hope you're having an amazing day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Today's a rainy day. Yesterday was a really rainy day. Today is no different, but it's actually been quite beautiful. It's really nice and refreshing because it's been quite stuffy here in the UK. But I wanted to talk to you guys about this particular topic because it follows on nicely from what I talked about yesterday. Yesterday, we were talking about knowing yourself, getting to know who you are as an individual and how important that is. It's like a game changer to know who you are and to know who you are as an individual. It kind of gives you that uniqueness because a lot of us, we get lost into that. So what I wanted to talk to you about today, moving on from that, is personal identity and what makes up our personal identity. So I'm going to go through that with you, and I want you to really pay attention and make sure that you're watching all the way to the end, because this is going to be a good one and it's going to be huge amounts of value for you to take away and start to apply into your life today, every single day. So one of the things which are really, really important for me, and I'm talking from my own experience and things that I've learned working with individuals and myself, I've started to realize value when it comes down to personal identity is so important. To understand what my values are. And when I speak about personal identity, I always speak from my heart about me and what's been important for me. So values is a huge thing. Having my personal values, things that are important to me, things that I live by every single day. So values is a number one, is hugely important. Being able to create habits, that's another one. Positive, effective habits every single day, to be able, and again, remember this, it's not about pressure. You don't put pressure on yourself to compete against me or to compete against somebody else. This isn't a competition. You are not going to win a prize at the end of this. But what you will do is every single day, by being able to take the right steps towards learning, growing and developing yourself, you will benefit from this and the people around you will benefit from this. So positive habits, what can you do for yourself every single day that will help you to create positive habits that will help you in life? Whether that's the way you're thinking, your mindset, positive mindset, affirmations, gratitude, things that can help you when you wake up in the morning, instead of you waking up in the morning and saying, oh God, it's going to be another one of those days. You wake up instead, as I try to do every day, is like, I just love my life. And I try to do that, and I say it to myself. And then the next thing, so that's an affirmation. And the next thing I do is I just thank the world for another day. I was like, oh, thank God I'm alive today. Because for me, where I tried to kill myself 5 times, living today, being alive today is one of the most things I'm grateful for in the world. So I practice gratitude and I practice positive affirmation as soon as my eyes open, and that's creating a positive habit or a form of habit. Personality. Who are you? What do you like? What is your personality? How do you come across? Are you an extrovert? Are you happy? Are you shy? These are things that are so important for us to understand and to channel. Now, this is important because I'm going to repeat this a number of times throughout the video, throughout this episode, is, are you following your path, or are you following the path what everybody else wants you to follow? Are you living your life, or are you living your life by everybody else's expectations? The number one regret of the dying is that they wish they would have lived a life to their own expectations instead of others. So let that sink in. So understand who you are as an individual, which is why personal identity is crucial in order for you to be happy, fulfilled, in order for you to have the best life that you can possibly have. These things are so important. And we move on to career. What do you want to do with your life? Who do you want to be? What do you want to become? And the issues here is, I've seen this continuously, is that we follow mum and dad, and we get taught that in school we have to go to school, we have to get a degree, and we have to get, a job, and then we get married, and then we buy a house, and then we have a mortgage, and then we have a pension, and then at 60, 65, if you're lucky, you retire with some, with a nice little pot of money, and that's it. That is it. That's the expectation of our lives. But is that necessarily true? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Some people do their jobs to the absolute max. They are phenomenal at what they do. It doesn't matter what it is. Some people are just born to do those things. So if that's you, then phenomenal, and that's how you should be. You should be channeling that. You should be channeling the best version of you. You should be going out and getting the career that you want. And if you're not, then why not? Because that's nobody else's fault other than yourself. It was my fault. I chose to do the things that I did. And eventually I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I hate what I do. I'm really falling out of love with this. I'll rephrase, I didn't hate it. I fell out of love with it. My passion for it had disappeared. So I wanted to do something different. And what was the one thing I really loved to do? I loved human beings. I love human beings. Not all the time, because sometimes people frustrate me, but I love helping people. I love being around people. I love inspiring and motivating people. That was always my dream. My dream was to be on TV. My dream was to be, to be able to go and then help others, in whatever way possible. I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be a TV presenter. These were like my dreams when I was younger, and they got crushed. They got crushed. And said, that will never happen to you. That will never happen for you. And I believed it, because somebody else told me that it wasn't possible for me. I'm sat here doing this video with you guys, and I do a video every single day. I live my dream. I help other people. And it doesn't matter what age I am. I started this, a few years ago. So age means nothing. Nothing stops you from doing it other than you and your decisions. Your emotions. And a lot of the times that's what stops us from doing anything, is not understanding what our emotions are and how to deal with them and what they mean. Every single emotion that we go through has a meaning. The problem that I've experienced and I faced is that I was attaching to that particular emotion, and I then created this mind movie. And then all of a sudden it became real, and all of a sudden everything around me was a creation formed based on these emotions. And then I realized, actually, no, it's just an experience. It's something that happened to me at this particular time that made me feel this particular way, and that's it. So what do? We look at it, you process it, you accept it, you let it go. It's that simple. Life isn't complicated. We complicate everything, because of our behaviors, because of our patterns of behaviors, the things that we learned, the habits, which I talked about earlier, that we've created for ourselves. Does that mean that we're stuck in them? Absolutely not. And I said this a couple of videos before. Oh, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Well, let me tell you something. You are not a dog. You're a human being. So that means you can learn new tricks. Every single day you learn new tricks. You just don't know it because you don't pay attention enough. You're not consciously looking at the things that are going on for you. You're not consciously aware of the things that you're picking up all the time. Your brain never stops learning. So as soon as you realize that, and you realize that you're the person in control, you're the one in the driving seat, and you can do and believe and achieve anything you want, all based on those things called emotion. That again, is driven by us and it's controlled by us. Here's the thing, and I want you to listen very carefully. Did you know that a true emotion So whether you're angry, love, happy, sad, whatever it might be, frustrated, resentful, fearful, you only experience a true emotion. So you only experience that actual emotion for 3 minutes. That is it. Your body, the chemicals in your body, everything, you only truly experience that in reality for 3 minutes. And then after that, it's your brain making this up. It's you holding on to it and just wanting to continue to be in pain, wanting to continue to be frustrated. Now, if you want to continue to be happy, then listen, let's go, carry on. But there's a difference between happiness and fulfillment. Happiness is temporary, fulfillment lives forever. And that's the difference. So it's understanding these tiny little things that a lot of people don't tell you, which is why I always say, watch the videos until the end. So get to know your emotions, start to understand what they are and who you are. And then start to form your beliefs, which is the next thing. Again, personal, towards your personal identity. What do you believe in? What's important to you? We talked about values. It was the first thing I talked about. Values and beliefs. I think it's so important that your beliefs are in check. Your beliefs are in line with your values. And as soon as you connect those, again, you're on another level. And there are times when things are going to change, and we are going to change consistently because that's who we are as human beings. That's our purpose here, is to learn, grow, and develop all the time. So your values might change, your beliefs might change, but as long as your values and beliefs are in line with each other, you're destined for great things. You are destined for great things, but you have to understand what your values and your beliefs are, not Sally down the line and Jacob down the line who thinks that your value should be this and your belief should be that. It's you. And as soon as you take control of your life and you stop blaming everybody else for what's going on in your life and you take full responsibility for it, this is when you start to see things change. Because I've seen it consistently, and I did it myself. Why I blamed everybody else for my life not going right, and actually it was all down to me anyway. So as soon as I realized that, and I realized, so I can take control of this. Somebody just gave me permission and went, yeah, what have you been waiting for? I just didn't know it. And as soon as I took control, everything changed. Everything changed. So my interests, which is the next thing, my interests started to change. Everything about my life started to change. I started to kind of look into the things that I'm interested in. I started to realize that some of the things I was doing it's nothing that I liked. What do I like? What don't I like? And I actually wrote things down. I used to watch sports just for the sake of watching. I used to go and do things with people just because. One, because I was a people pleaser, but two, because I wanted to be around people. But there is an element, and I will explain, where I love to do things at least once. I've been to watch cricket. I didn't understand what was going on, but I've been to watch it and I ended up watching it again a couple of more times. Slowly started to get used to it, but then just didn't understand the game. But the atmosphere was phenomenal. I've been to watch rugby a number of times. I've been to watch live events. I've been to watch, bands and people that I've never heard of before, but I enjoy the experience. Did I end up buying their album and become the #1 fan? No. But I explored. Explore your interest. What are you interested in? And I'm going to note all of these things down so you can exercise this and write this down for yourself. And don't think about anybody else. Think about you. Because from your interests, you start to create your talents. You start to discover, you uncover things that you didn't know about yourself, things that you didn't know existed, things that you didn't know you liked. And from then, you also then start to uncover and discover talents and things that you're really good at, but you've been hiding it because somebody told you, like they told me, that I was never going to be able to be in front of a camera, that I was never going to be able to be motivational or inspirational, I was never going to be able to help somebody else, because the messaging that I received, I was never going to be good enough. I was never going to amount to anything, so I might as well just go and you know, get a normal job and do normal things for the rest of my life. But something inside me kept telling me, this is not meant for you. You are not meant for this. We need you to do this. And thank God I found that purpose. I found this talent. And then I started to build my dreams, which is the next thing, my dreams. I woke my dreams up. How? Through my daily practices, gratitude, affirmation, meditation, connecting with myself, knowing myself, which was the video yesterday. So I discovered my personal identity. I realized who I was. And I was able to continue to do this. And look at where we are today. Look, I'm here with you talking, and then we're doing this. And I'm sharing this with you because I am no different. I don't have a degree. I haven't been to university. I just about scraped college and got myself an A-level, and actually 2 A-levels if you count. But I just about scraped it. Because I didn't want to be in school. There was just something more about it. I wanted to do more. And I followed that dream. That dream stayed alive with me. And that dream is inside every single one of you. And I know that because there is such a thing called a gift. And I believe, I heard somebody say before, God has given every single one of us a gift. There is a gift given to us before we get here. I believe that and I know that in my heart. And we have to channel that gift. But the way we do that is to get to know ourselves and to understand this personal identity. As soon as you uncover and discover these things, this is when you then start to become and you live that dream, you materialize. Like as I've said before, anything your brain can visualize and materialize, it will create. And then look at your principles. The principles that you live by, the things that you do. These are so important. Because that means you take control of your life. And it's your personal principles and the things that you believe in. And write down your goals. I say this all the time. Write down your goals, even if it's to go to the shop today or to clean the house or whatever it might be. Which is one of my goals this week, is to clean this place. And that's just a goal. I'm just sharing something personal. But it's a goal. And we write things down. I write things down. I wrote things down on a little pad as I'm talking to you. You have to write your goals down. You have to write things down. If you want to achieve, if you just want to live by just average lifestyle, and you just want to get by and just complain about life all the time, that it's everybody else's fault, that you didn't achieve this, and you have to look in the mirror. You have to stop being in denial and realize that this is on you. Your life is your responsibility now. And if you're over 18, or in this country, if you're over 16, 18, 21, it's your responsibility. You live your life down to you now. You take control of your life and stop blaming everybody else for your mistakes. Things that we can't control. Okay, fine. But when does that stop? When do we stop blaming everybody else for the things that happen to us? When do you start to change? When do you start to make the decisions that you are going to do something differently for yourself? When are you going to take responsibility for your personal identity and who you want to be? What are you scared of? And I had to look in the mirror and I had to say these things to myself, and I had to understand that I don't want to be this person anymore. I cried, I was emotional, but I got it out. And I felt free, and I started to understand I have zero to lose, because worst case scenario, I go back to being average. I just go back to living this normal life. Thank God I tried. Thank God I tried, because now I share it with you. So final couple of things. Final thing, we talk about physical features. And it's social media now especially. Listen, I've got a backwards hair. My hair's overgrowing. I need to have a trim. Who cares? Who cares? I don't have to have a filter on this. I want you to see me for me. I want you to see me for me. So you can understand that this is life. Life isn't about filters. As soon as you put a filter in front of your face, you're masking who you truly are. Stop masking who you are. You have to learn to love yourself, who you are, in every way possible. Whether it's your eyes, whether it's your mouth, your nose, your face. You look at my sticky out little ears. I love them now. It just is what it is. It doesn't matter. You have to learn to love who you are. And until you do, you will never get the same love from everybody else. Because no one will ever meet your expectations. Only you will. And it's no one's responsibility to love you. It's your responsibility to love you. If everybody else loves you, that's a bonus. But don't put that expectation on somebody else. Don't put that responsibility on somebody else. Do not put that responsibility of other people to fulfill your emptiness. And that's something I had to learn. I had to learn to fill my cup. And as soon as I did, I started to realize, wow, abundance, overflow. Because there are a lot of things that I hated about myself. I hated the way I looked. I hated the way my stomach looked. I hated my little nipples when I was younger. They looked like little piggy's nose. I laugh about it now, but they did. And it just is what it is. But today I work out, I train, healthy mind, healthy body, healthy spirit. Because everything can change. There is no such thing as old dogs, new tricks. That's just a bullshit excuse that people give to themselves to go, oh, I can't do anything because I don't want to. Get out of that comfort zone and do something for yourself. So, you are worth it. I cannot explain it enough. I cannot stress it enough. The importance of you finding your personal identity is everything. Because as soon as you take control of who you are, as soon as you remove those masks, those filters, and you realize and you love who you are, you love yourself, I promise you now, everything will change. Everything will change. I'm going to put every single one of these points down here, and I want to see you do this exercise. Let me know how you get on. Let me see how many of you will. How many of you will watch this video, have watched this video until the end. And let me see how many of you will actually take responsibility and accountability for who you are. And when you do, everything in your life will change. I promise you. Have an amazing day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And as always, be great, be fantastic, and be absolutely phenomenal today. And as always, the only things I ask is please like, share, and leave your comments. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you don't. I love to hear from you. I love to communicate with you. It makes me happy. I love doing this. I do this because I want to share the things that change my life. And if it's my company mission, it's our company mission. It's my why, helping to change the world one person at a time. I'll speak to you again very soon. Take care.